Alright guys, this is an introduction to our motion offense. The motion offense has two triangles. One triangle that consists of three midfielders. Those guys will be located at or near the restraining line and in front of the crease. The second triangle consists of our attackmen. The attackmen will be set on the wings and at X. They're identified first, the midfield, by the green triangle here, and secondly by the attack with the red triangle there. The way that the triangles work is basically one goes in one direction while the other counters in the opposite direction. So in this scenario we have M1 with the ball. He will be sweeping with his left hand across the top. Meanwhile, M2 will move down into the crease position while M3 pops up to M1's spot that he just left or vacated. While that's happening, A2 will be cutting in front of the crease. A1 will be rotating towards X while A3 pops up onto the wing that A2 had just left. That is a triangle in the opposite direction. So for the motion offense, if you remember that when the ball moves, you have to move, or when the ball is carried, you also have to move rather, instead of always when passing, you'll be in good shape. So if the ball is carried, you need to move. That's a pretty standard rule. And there's an example. So let's take a look at a couple of plays from both sides of the field. First off, we'll look at a midi motion with a split dodge to his left hand. In this scenario, we have M2 with the ball. Notice he's backed up pretty high. He's almost at the midfield line. He wants to get a good running start at his defender. He's going to have several looks. His first look when dodging is going to be to shoot and score. His second look will be A2 cutting in front of the crease. His third look will be A3 rotating out to A2's spot. And last, he can roll back away and pass up top to M1. Again, these are two triangles that will be moving based off of this midfielder's dodge initiation. So the triangles will rotate in this formation. You can see our midfield triangle, and then you can see that the attack triangle again rotates in the opposite direction. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number one is to make yourself a threat to score, and number two is to clear the defenseman out of the way. We don't want our defensemen to be able to camp out and just double team our ball handlers. So motion makes the defenseman move. And if they don't move, you'll be open for a cut and a pass. So let's see the play go finished. There you go. Now let's see it with the right hand. Here we're going to have M1 again backing up pretty high. He wants to get a running start. Now on these split dodges, the initial dodge needs to be towards the center of the restraining line. If you go down the side, you're not going to be a scoring threat. So with the midi motion with split dodge, you want to make your first attack towards the center of the restrainer, and then split down and run straight down for a nice powerful shot. And that is your first option. The first option is to shoot. So we want to do that good split dodge there at the restraining line, approximately right around there. And then your second look is to A1, who's going to be clearing out and cutting across the front of the cage. A3 is going to rotate to A1 spot for a safety pass. And last, you can roll back and pass to M2 back up top to rerun the play. So let's see how that is going to look. Again, off of the split dodge, we're going to have the rotation of our midfield looking like this, and we're going to have our attackman cutting as a threat as well. Cutting to score and cutting to clear out the defenders. That's how that looks. Next, let's look at starting the play with a sweep from our midfielders up top. So this is a midi motion sweep with the attack from X. So our midfielder, in this case, is not going to be the one dodging to score. He's dodging to start the play with a dodge, pass, pass, dodge principle. And we'll talk about that more in a moment. So what we'll notice when M2 dodges this time, he's not going to run towards the center initially. He's going to dodge hard almost towards the side of the restraining box. Okay, that's identifying that he's not going to dodge the score. He's going to dodge to pop back out and sweep across the top. Again, when he sweeps, we're going to see the rotation of our midfield and our attackman because he is carrying the ball across. So we move our triangles when the ball is carried from one place to another. Not always when it's passed, but when it's carried in someone's stick. So in this case, M2 is going to carry it across the top in an arc. M1 will rotate down and M3 will rotate out. And then you should already be thinking ahead, if you're an attackman, what's going to happen here? A2 is going to cut across. A1 is going to cut across. A2 is going to go to X. And A3 is going to pop out wide. A3 pops out wide on this sweep because the attack is going to come from X. So that was our dodge, pass, pass, dodge principle. So in this case, M2 dodged with a sweep dodge, not a dodge to score, dodge to start to play. Now he's going to pass to A3, and then A3 is going to pass to A2, who's then going to dodge to the goal. Okay, so pass, pass. Now let's see what the looks are for A2. First look is going to be to shoot. Can't shoot from behind the goal, so we want him to attack the back side. So that means the side the ball did not just come from. So he's going to go to the back side. He's going to go away from where he received that pass because that's where it's going to be the least amount of defense. He has a couple of looks. Number one, to score. Number two, A1 is going to cut across in front of the goal. He can look there. Also, because he's carrying the ball, you know that both triangles are going to rotate. So he has M3 to look at, cutting down. And then he can look up top to M2 for safety or roll back away to A3 for safety. Let's see how those triangles look. And let's see it in action. Let's take a look at that from a left-handed sweep. It's our midfield motion sweep with an attack from X. In this case, M1 has the ball. Remember, he's not going to dodge in the center because he's just setting up the play for our attack dodges. So he's going to dodge, a sweep dodge. He's going to dodge more to the outside, and then he's going to bounce across. He's going to do an arc across the top. That's called a sweep. In this case, it should be in his left hand, keeping the stick away from the defense. And when he does do that sweep, we're going to see our triangles rotate because the ball is being carried in the stick. Anytime the ball is carried in the stick, we want to make sure that we're rotating our triangles. Okay, again, this is not a dodge to score. What we're going to see here is that A3 is going to pop out wide because we want him to have space to do our dodge, pass, pass, dodge technique, or principle rather. So here we have A1 doing his sweep dodge. Now he's going to pass, and then A3 is going to pass, and then A1 is going to dodge on the back side again. Again, that's the side where the ball did not just come from. So he's going to keep going in the motion that the ball is forcing him to go. So it's a pass, pass, and then A1's going to dodge. His options are dodge to score, number 1. Number 2, look for A2 cutting across the crease. His third look will be M3 cutting down. And then he has the options for safety of M1 up at the midfield or up at the restraining line, and he'll be able to roll back and pass to A3 at X if he does not score or hit his cutters. So let's see the triangles, how they would look. Again, opposite rotating triangles. And let's see it in action. Okay, so those are the two basic triangles of our motion offense, and those are a couple starter sets to get it moving. We have a split dodge attack from our midfield, and then we have our midfield starting with a sweep and then getting it to X for a hard dodge on the back side. Again, we're always rotating to clear out the defenders, but also to be a threat. All right, guys, well, hopefully we can get this thing moving here and get the ball moving.